Okay, for the next DIY, I picked up two of the arrow signs from Dollar Tree, the long skinny ones, and some of the 5-gallon paint stir sticks from Walmart. Those are really cheap. They're like $2 and something for a 3-pack. Dollar Tree patriotic napkins and some dishwasher safe Mod Podge. You could use outdoor Mod Podge for this, but I don't have any. But I heard that that exists, so I'm probably gonna have to pick some up, right? I want to take the arrow signs and make them look like fireworks. And I thought the skinny one would be better. I can just cut off the end of the arrow there where it's like doesn't really look that much like a bottle rocket or fireworks. But it's just a matter of removing the hanger, which has some like little tiny staples there on the back. Just trying to get that out cleanly and remove the tags here from it. I'm going to make 2 yard stakes for outside, and I want to see if I can make them look a little bit more high end than the ones from the Dollar Tree. You know, the ones that are like particle board, they don't hold up in Florida weather at all. They fall apart immediately. So I thought if I used real wood, I can make some more high quality yard stakes. And you could also use these for like a planter on your front porch as well. I want to paint the top of them different from the long part of the firework, if that makes sense. And so I'm just going to do blue and red. I do a navy blue acrylic here on the top and just using a makeup sponge because I don't need a lot of paint on this. I squirted out a little bit more than I needed, but I'm also going to do just the sides and underneath. But I'm not really going to do the back or anything. You're not really going to be able to see it back there. But I wanted like red and blue, of course, for 4th of July. And then I want to cover the arrows with the napkins from the Dollar Tree. They have fun, festive 4th of July prints, and I think they're going to look really good on fireworks. And then I want to use the 5-gallon paint stirrers as the yard stakes. And since it's all high quality wood, I'm hoping it holds up. But the dishwasher safe Mod Podge hopefully will make them weather resistant. That is my plan anyway. So let's go ahead and start one of these napkins. I want to do one with the words all over it, which is so cute, and then one with the white and the red and blue stars. So these are 2-layer napkins. And then I discovered that this pattern doesn't like repeat. So I really can only use a square because it kind of reverses direction and goes the other way. I thought about doing it sideways like that, but I really kind of want the words to be like where you can read them when you look at them. And so I might have to shorten these little bottle rockets or fireworks or whatever they are down a little bit. So you have to separate the 2 layers. Sometimes I use a little piece of masking tape if I can't find the corner to start it on. And then I'm just going to roughly kind of cut out one of these. I want to use all of the height if I can. So I tried to get as much of that as possible, but I also want like a straight line there at the top. And that's when I'm like, yeah, I do need to cut them a little bit shorter. They also have the arrow signs from Dollar Tree that are shorter and fatter. You could also do them with these, but I kind of like the skinnier ones better. Those actually have holes drilled in them too that you would have to fill. Now, this is the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. This is my plan to try to make it waterproof. I hope that this works. I'll have to keep you posted. But I'm doing a thin coat of it on here. I've used this in the past for a couple things and it worked pretty well. So we're going to try it. I just cover the wood part and the sides. I want like the design to kind of carry over on the sides, but not necessarily on the back. And then I just lay my napkin right on top. And I got a new toy there on Amazon. I'll have to add this to my Amazon shop. I really like it. It is a Mod Podge brayer and like squeegee. And it says to keep it clean to use a little bit of wax paper. So that's what I did. I've always used my Cricut brayer before and I've kind of made it a mess because probably I wasn't using wax paper on it and getting glue all over it and stuff like that. So I kind of like it. I love the Mod Podge tools and the Mod Podge glue. Of course, I use it all the time. So I went ahead and dried that, leaving the excess napkin on there. That's fine. I can always remove that when that starts to dry. And then I'm going to separate my second napkin the same way by pulling that white layer off the back And again, I'm only going to need the one little quadrant of this. And I love using Mod Podge for DIYs. It's so much fun. You can make really custom stuff like this. So it's a perfect fit. So I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge this on. One thing it says about the Mod Podge, you are going to want to wait 2 hours before you do a second coat of Mod Podge. And I didn't really do that in this video, but before I put them outside, I probably will. I know there's also a curing period that you're supposed to use for this, but I want to put these out fairly soon, but I'll let them, I guess, cure for at least a couple of days. And I'll try to put them in a halfway protected position, but I always love yard stakes for my landscaping. It's just that they fall apart immediately, the ones from the Dollar Tree, so I wanted to see if I could make my own. So just using the wax paper and that Mod Podge sprayer on that one, I make sure it's glued to the top and flat and along the sides. Once I get it dry, I can go ahead and remove the excess napkin by just using a sanding block right there on that back corner. And I'm going to get a really nice clean cut here for my design. And I just love the texture anytime you like decoupage with a Mod Podge with napkins. It's really a really fun way to create. So I just use my sandpaper here on the other one, removing all the excess material. And I did get it good and dry, so I am going to go do my first coat of Mod Podge here. Just a thin coat all over to try to start to waterproof this a little bit. And I guess you could probably also use like sealer on it and stuff like that too. I'm going to be sealing some of the products or DIYs we make today since they are going outside on my front porch. And I think that looks pretty good. I made sure to get them both dry. Just making sure I have all the paper off the bottom of these as well, and they look super clean. I think they look really fun. What do you think? Now, I chose the 5-gallon paint stirrers because they're nice and long and they're made out of a durable wood. I'm just going to flip over my arrow and just use my staple gun to go through the 2 pieces of wood. Perfect. It doesn't go all the way through. I have enough thickness here. And I'm going to attach it 3 times, and I do that with both of them to try to make it fairly sturdy. And just nailing those in all the way. And we have 2 really cute yard stakes. I really hope these do hold up well outside. I think they will since they're made out of real wood. It's just the decoupage that I'm a little bit worried about, but hopefully with that dishwasher safe Mod Podge, it will hold up to the Florida weather. This is how they turned out. Again, I think these would be really cute if you had like a house plant on your front porch or something like that. Or, of course, in your landscape. I think that's where I'm going to use mine because your girl doesn't really have a green thumb.